Cheers, welcome to my channel. This is middle of the month for the month of March Tarot Oracle reading. And Aquarius, you are the star of this astrological insight. If your sun sign is not Aquarius, we still all have a little bit of Aquarius in us. If you do have your birth chart, which house is Aquarius in, that's where this energy shows up for you. My goal is to provide valuable information to empower you. This is a timely reading. So if you're watching it at this time, it's the perfect time for you. Having said that, if it's been a while since I posted this, what was going on in your life back then, that could give you further clarity as to your situation now. All right, we're going to begin with the underlying energy from the bottom of the deck. We have the Three of Cups. All right, so the Three of Cups energy, these three are celebrating. They're not celebrating each other because they're focused on the cup instead of on each other. And so this is, they're celebrating something that has happened. And in many cultures, particularly in Europe, if you toast someone and you don't look them in the eye, it causes 9 years of bad luck in your romantic life. Or 7 years, sorry, not 9. And bad enough, though. So it defeats the purpose, basically. And so the cups represent romantic love, first and foremost, and also other kinds of love for what you do and love for what you be. So we'll look in, this is the underlying energy for this reading, is these three celebrating. What are they celebrating? Okay, and then we have the Page of Swords. So the Page of Swords, the pages would work for the king and the queen, generally from around the age of 7 to 14, and that's when they would begin. And they would come from the families in the surrounding areas that were from the higher upper class families. And, you know, they would learn the ropes of how to work in the palace. And their main task was to deliver communication between the palace walls. And then if they became, you know, really accomplished and they were able to afford a horse when they were 21, they might be considered for knighthood. The Page of Swords, each of the pages has an element that they're focused on. And the element for the Page of Swords is air. And so air represents your thoughts and your mental intelligence, the words that you use to express yourself, whether that be written or verbal. And so the Page of Swords, there's some information coming in and a communication. Sometimes this can just be a breath of fresh air, because the Page of Swords is like, he's the only one that's not focused on his element like the other pages. He knows what the thought is already, and now he's looking to think outside the box to get the right answer. And so this is someone who really is innovative in their thinking and has a very open mind and is enthusiastic about life. Sometimes it can represent like a thought, aha, that comes to you. So it can actually just, the communication can come from your higher self, the higher self network. All right, so we have some information coming in, and this is regarding your internal forces. So your internal forces, you can tell they're your internal forces because when you're asking questions, the question would be, what if? Like not like as in internal forces, like what if they do this and I do that? What if I do that? Then what if they do this? And so that can keep you in a thinking loop. I forgot to mention that in the old days, the communication was always in person. This communication coming in for you could be in person, but it also is likely to be a letter in the mail. It could be a phone call, a text message. It could be a message on social media. You might see an event and go to it and bump into someone there, and they have this brilliant idea and you act upon it. There's also information coming in from the news, because what's happening at the top is trickling down to the average person watching the news. All right, so we have the Magician. So the Magician is the very first card that the Fool comes across when he's in the major arcana. So it starts with the 0 point where the Fool begins his new cycle, his new journey. And the card number 1, you don't necessarily run into this right away, but it's number 1 after 0 card. And this is the Magician. The Magician is representing infinite potential to the power of infinity and beyond. And we have the as above, so below symbol. That's saying being able to bring your thoughts and bring them into matter and create a garden on planet Earth. And so this energy is talking about the tools that you have at your disposal. And also the Magician is wearing an Ouroboros. An Ouroboros is a snake biting its tail. This represents not wanting to be caught in a loop of the same old energy. So what do snakes do? They shed their skin. And we just had, on the 17th of February, we moved into it was Chinese New Year, and we moved into the year of the fiery horse energy from the snake energy, which is quite a big change. The fiery horse energy that we're in now is very free-spirited, and it's an energy of, setting high goals, achievement, wanting to achieve high standards, that kind of energy. It's passionate in love and very heartfelt. Horses are all about, heart. And the danger with the fiery horse energy is being impulsive. Like when a horse gets spooked and it runs, it can be very dangerous. And also it's the other danger is setting your goals so high that you burn yourself out trying to achieve them, and then you're not able to fulfill them. You're not able to cross the finish line. And so we have the Ace of Wands coming in. So the Ace of Wands is a gift from the divine and from the universe, that special gift for you to have more passion in your life again. So that sounds good. And so this energy is coming in for you because you are staying on the straight and narrow here, and divine wants to reward you. We have the King of Cups coming in. So the King of Cups is talking about love. The King of Cups is sitting on his throne. He is out in the middle of this chaotic water here. The waves are going in all directions. This represents emotions. So this is volatile emotions and chaotic energy. Yet the king is totally calm in the middle of those waters. He's sitting there and he's just chilling out. He's the most emotionally available of all the kings when it comes to love, because he is totally in charge of his emotions. And so he's able to be a very stable source of love. He has his cup ready, and when he feels the time is ready, he will deliver his cup of love. He's got his right foot forward, so he'll get up at a moment's notice. As soon as I feel like when these waters calm, then he will, that's when he will probably get up and deliver this cup of love. We have the Wheel of Fortune. So the Wheel of Fortune is turning in your favor. This is about good luck. And the energy is like actually 3 wheels turning at the same time in synchronicity. And this is the past, the present, and the future coming into one. It's interesting because the Wheel of Fortune actually does have the Hebrew letters of the name of God on it. And those letters mean tetragrammaton, which is a mathematical symbol. And it's a mathematical symbol that is in gematria. And that's when they apply number values to letters. And so the letters of God are YHVH. And they have each a different meaning or a different number assigned. And when they're put into different combinations, it's really interesting because they follow the ratio, the same ratio as phi, 1.618. Very similar to that. And this sort of represents how the universe is able to manifest. So that, it speaks about the same ratio being in the golden ratio, which we'll see it's that same energy of the divisions being one nesting in each other. And so it determines, like we can see it in the human face, like the distance between like the eyes and the forehead, and then the nose and the eyes, and the mouth and the nose. And it's also like in our bodies, the trunk to our legs to our head. It's approximately the same ratio in everybody. The length of our forearm to our lower arm to our hand to our fingers. And we can also see this in the golden spiral, where we have hurricanes and tornadoes following that nesting energy. So what it is telling us is that God's the way God manifests is in very orderly order. Our cells also follow the same phi ratio, golden ratio. And this is really, it's a miracle, really, when you think about when a baby is born, or, that they're so perfect, it's just incredible energy. And it's talking about that perfect order in the universe. And then next here we have this is actually the card of marriage. So the King of Cups is maybe passionate about you, or you could be the king, and so you're passionate about someone, or the King of Cups is passionate about you. And the Wheel of Fortune is turning, and he's waiting for the perfect time, and he sees you as someone that he would marry. So this is the energy is talking about fulfillment. And so this is like the very beginning stages of that ultimate fulfillment, having the dream that, a lot of people have. This is like you have you have a castle, you have the down payment, and that's a huge accomplishment. But you still have to make the mortgage payments. That's the kind of energy. So you've entered through that portal. You are, you've popped the question and the answer has been yes, or, you have answered yes. And this energy is talking about, okay, now you're working on the wedding, and then you'll have the marriage, the actual marriage to deal with. And so that's going to require you putting energy into that relationship to have it turn out to be a strong thing. And this energy is also representative of the 111-11-11 portal. This is something that you'll know once if you've entered it, because all of a sudden you'll start seeing 11-11 everywhere, 111. And I'll just give you an example because it's the easiest way to explain this. You're sitting at your computer and you look up at the clock, it's 11:11, and you're like, oh yeah, I have an appointment at 1:30, I should look it up. So you Google map it, and it's at 111 11th Avenue, and you're like, oh, okay, and then it's 11 minutes away by car. Perfect. You're leaving the house, and as you go out the door, you glance at the clock, and it's 1:11, and you're like, oh, good, I still have lots of time to get there. But then on your way, there is a detour, and the car in front of you, though, has the license on them. The license plate is the number 111. And so, when this happens, it's the universe talking to you through synchronicity, and it's saying basically, be careful, because you're manifesting at a very high level right now, and your thoughts have a lot of power. So you want to keep your mind on where you want to go, not on the problems getting there. And so this is, and you'll notice after, like, it's really a weird thing, but you'll notice whenever a 111 moment or 1111 moment happens, that you'll check yourself and you'll be like, oh my goodness, I was actually having a really bad thought there, a negative thought. Sometimes we can get into the habit of having negative thoughts and not even realize that we're doing it. So this corrects that energy, and it's interesting because you start catching yourself, and then it sort of wanes off because you don't have negative thoughts anymore. You're careful, like you start to notice them, and you start to discipline your mind so that you right away, when you have a negative thought, you can right away go, okay, where do I want to go with this? All right, and then we have the using your intuition. So the High Priestess is very highly intuitive. She sits on the right side of God on her throne, and she is very familiar with the cycles of the moon, and she is very, very intuitive because of it. And she's sitting in between these two pillars, and being balanced within them. This one represents Jesus, and this one represents the devil. So it's about being able to sit in two extremes, use your intuition, to navigate how you're going to position yourself in that energy. And we have the magician here is actually representing your how you identify with yourself right now. So you understand that you're full of energy and magic. And then we have this abundance and self-worth, and that is you deserve to have a passion for new discovery. That really sets you up really well for the energy that we're in now. Have moved into slightly the age of Aquarius from the Piscean age. And those are two very different energies. Like Pisces is ruled by water, and it's two fish tied at the tails trying to swim, upstream together. And then there's also the energy of Aquarius is more intellectual, and it's about air, right? So if you take a fish out of water and put it in air, it's very uncomfortable. So moving into the age of Aquarius can be really, it's a big change. And the thing is, if you take a fish out of water, it starts to stink after a while if you don't, do something with it, right? So that's what this is saying is the age of Aquarius is very intellectual. It's about observing yourself and seeing, if I behave this way, or if I do this, this was successful, so I'll do more than that. And if I do something and it's unsuccessful, well, then I'm going to stop doing that. And your life can improve greatly just by those two, that simple rule, right? And then we have the energy of the King of Cups is in your communication in early life. So I just feel that you had a lot of love in your life, and especially maybe you're really attached to your father energy. We have the home and family, and this is talking about your emotional foundation. And the Wheel of Fortune is happy-go-lucky energy, and it's like, hey, when the Wheel of Fortune is turning in your favor, you can almost hear it click, 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 and it's like, yay, things are going to start moving into a direction that is going to be interesting. And then we have in this position the marriage card, which is about, this is your romance and your creativity, and if you want to have children, right? So this is, you couldn't have a better card here. If that's what you're wanting, it feels like that's what the King of Cups also wants. And so, and as I said, you could be the King of Cups, or the King of Cups could be the one that is wanting to offer the cup of love to you. And then we have, this is saying use your intuition in your day-to-day habits and the way you schedule your time. If you use your intuition and your logic combined throughout the day, you can come up with a lot of creative solutions to problems that otherwise would maybe take up way more time for you to complete. Okay, and then we have the energy of the external forces. So the external forces are when you're asking the question, what the EF happened. And in this case, it's good energy here. The external forces coming in towards you, Aquarius, are really powerful. This is an earth angel energy. And it's interesting because both of these are Sagittarian energies, which is, about very similar to the fire horse energy. And so this is talking about having the patience to stay on your destined path. And this is the path of glory, with the sun representing God at the end. She has her foot in this universal pool of water, and she's using alchemy to add her own special qualities to it, her own magic. And you notice her left foot is grounded on earth, and where her foot is, there's flowers have grown. Poof, like magic. And so this is sometimes considered to be, there's a lot of people that feel that God did send 144,000 angels from heaven down to earth in human form to make the world a more beautiful place. And so this is the energy coming from the external forces. So it's a beautiful energy to have. And look at this, we have this, the Knight of Wands. This is the epitome of the fire horse energy right here. You have the passion, you have the avoid impulsive behavior. You see this big red plume on this knight's on his helmet here, this represents that he can be a real hothead and he can get very passionate and impulsive, but he's learned to rein his emotions in so that he has control over that. And you can see here in the background we have the pyramids, which represent wanting to go on adventures and investigate the mysteries of life. And this is like the fire horse energy that we're in. And so it's, again, especially for the fire signs, if you're, involved with the fire sign in any way, the fiery horse energy can make them even more fiery and more passionate. So it can be a good thing. There we have it. So this is in the position of the energy coming in is in the position of your marriage commitments and partnerships. So this energy may have, like that, we also had a new moon on that day, and that new moon was in Aquarius, and right across the wheel from the Aquarius energy is Leo in the horoscope. So that Leo energy was opposing it. Aquarius energy is about the group energy and putting the group energy first, basically, that kind of energy, like considering humanity and everybody in it. And the energy of the Leo was saying, no, if I'm going to be, because leaders are natural leaders. Leos are natural leaders. I think I said it wrong the first time. And so the Leo energy was saying, no, I need to look after my needs. I need to be strong if I'm going to be a leader. And I need to put myself first at this time. And the Aquarius energy was saying, no, you need to put the needs of the group first. It was a back and forth energy that we had from that moon. And on that same day, we also had an eclipse. The eclipse was a solar eclipse. So that meant that for a short period of time, from the point of view of Earth, the sun disappeared behind the moon. It was only a partial eclipse because it was a new moon. But this energy sticks with us for about 6 months, and that push and pull between honoring the group energy or honoring yourself as a leader as well. And which, like having that back and forth energy. And so we have here the Four of Cups. So this is saying, this is about transition, where this card goes. This is talking about the energy of disappointment in love. And so I do believe this is romantic love, considering all the cards out here. The cards, the cups can represent love for anyone. And they can also represent love of what you love to be or do. But I feel like with the King out here and the marriage card, that this is more about romantic love for sure. It usually is about romantic love. But this person is sitting under the tree and saying, like the universe is offering them a cup of love. And they're like, no, I don't want to take that. If it's more of the same old shift, I already have 3 cups here that I'm not using. And so this can represent 3 relationships that this person has had, and they've all ended badly, basically, and disappointing anyway. And then or it can represent maybe you gave someone 3 chances, and they're asking for a 4th chance, and you're like, no way, 3 strikes, you're out kind of energy. Sometimes this also can represent that there was a third party involvement in what was a couple. And so this can represent, cheating energy. And sometimes it can even be the extra gift being offered here can be babies produced out of that energy outside the commitment of the relationship. So this disappointment in love is in your transition position where secrets and there's a transition in your life, like a major transition. So that's the energy coming in. We do also have... at this time, we have a Mercury retrograde, and that Mercury went into retrograde on the 26th of February and will be retrograde until the 20th. So the energy is, when Mercury goes retrograde, it just means that from the point of view of Earth, it appears to be moving backwards, and it's infamous for bad communication, like things going, miscommunication, misunderstandings. and it also can be a lot of technical issues. Today, the reason I'm putting all my readings out late, it's just been such a wild week that way. But they were having problems on YouTube. The processing was taking way longer. It took 2 hours before I could put the first video out, and so here we go. It's just that kind of energy. And so that's the sort of things that happen during Mercury in retrograde. On the 20th, we go out of the Mercury retrograde energy, and on the 23rd, your North Star, your North Node energy will be joining Mercury. And this is going to shed a lot of light, in particular, on your love life. So, you know, keep that in mind. Also, Venus, which rules love, is it just moved into the sign of Aries. It joined Neptune and Saturn, who moved into Aries a couple weeks ago. So we have a lot of Aries energy, a lot of new energy. So that's why a lot of aces are coming up in these readings that I've been doing. We have this energy of the Empress. And so the Empress is sitting on her throne, and she is like a powerful manifester. She's learned this art a long time ago. So she's all four queens rolled into one person. She has all the qualities of all four queens. And she is, you know, the wheat at her feet here just represents an energy of being able to manifest and grow what she wants in her life with ease. And this is like, she puts up plants in, like she picks out which field, gets it tilled properly, makes sure it's fertilized, and, you know, seeds it properly and does it as best as she can at the right time of the year. But then she just relies on nature to take its course, and she doesn't worry about it. She knows it's going to grow. Of course it will. She asked it to. And so that's the energy. And so she's like a magnet for manifesting all sorts of things. She's considered to be pregnant with possibilities. And sometimes this card can also represent a pregnancy. It's kind of interesting because it's coming along with this one here. So we'll check into this some more. We have external forces. Yes, either you walked away or someone else walked away from a situation of love. So this is talking about being, that's where this disappointment is coming from. And you notice with this card, we have 3 cups here, and we have 3 on top here. There's 5 here that are like, you know, really nice and neat and looking happy together in alignment. And then there's this gap between these 2 and this 1. And that's that kind of energy of a third person being in what is a couple. And look at this, we have the full moon and the new moon. And so, you know, after the new moon eclipse on the 17th, that was in Aquarius, we had a full moon, and it was the opposite. It was a solar or a lunar eclipse. And that was in the sign of Virgo. And Virgo is wanting people to get things lined up, and then make sure you're ready. And, you know, cleanliness is next to godliness, getting things really in order so that when the energy is right and you want to move forward, you'd be like the king and you'd be really well prepared to do so. So this is, I feel, talking about the eclipse energy and walking away. There's no better time to walk away from something. If you're going to walk away, you may as well walk away you know, that kind of energy. And I feel like this may be representing this is what you're walking away from. This is in your higher learning. And then this one here is about your career and reputation. And I feel like you walked away from this situation because there could be a baby on the way, and it was whoever you were with was possibly with another person. It's that kind of energy. Or sometimes it could be in business, like something going awry. Just take it, you know, how if it makes sense to you, use your intuition. And then we have the star coming in. So the star is representing that North Node energy that I spoke of, like being in your North Star energy to stay on your destined path. And that is happening like on the 23rd. Like I said, all Mercury, which is all about communication, will be in the same place as your North Node energy. So this is like a really good time to get clarity on you know, your goals in life and your purpose and you know, how you're going to manifest. And so she's dipping her foot in this pool of water. She has 2 containers here, and this represents putting your own special unique flavor into the vessels. and then pouring that out on the earth. And there's 5 streams here, and those 5 streams represent the pentacle because it has a star. But I've noticed there's no pentacles in this reading. One of the other signs had which one was it that didn't have any pentacles as well? So I feel like it couldn't be a major issue or it would show up here. So this is saying you're a star, in case you didn't know it. And if you did know it, now I'm confirming it. And so here's the Ace of Pentacles. So it's saying, yeah, well, here I am. Of course, God is going to give you new passion, new love, and a new lifestyle to match it. Like everything that you could possibly need to have this fulfillment that you want. And this is your reward for staying on your path. And perhaps one of these 3 here with the 3 cups is possibly one of the ones, or maybe this person had 3 relationships, you know what I mean? Some people like to get around, and so that's the kind of energy that this reading is about. It's it started off a little rocky, but hey, this is a beautiful, you have all the magic coming in. We're going to clarify this. For those of you who are saying, oh, I'm good, I'm off now, thank you for your energy. I hope that you receive some value from this reading. Please do give it a like and a comment if you have. It really helps me with my channel, and I appreciate it. Also, consider subscribing. You're more than welcome. I would be honored if you did so. So for those of you who want to have a little more clarity in this situation, especially maybe about this energy, let's go for it here. So I'm using my oracle that I've been working on since 2007, and I'm just glancing at the clock and it's 1:11. So does anyone have any negative energy out there? Make sure you release it. Let's find something positive or something strong to think about. There we go. It's 1:11 still, so you still have time. Really funny energy. And my clock is actually wrong because we had daylight savings time 2 days ago, and I just haven't had time to change it. All right, so this energy I'm using is from the Tales from the Vector. It's from the Intergalactic Federation of Light. And I started in 2007. I completed all 64 paintings in 2020. Now I'm playing with it because I have a lot of the information written out, but I want to be able to write it up in the book, and I want to make sure that I give accurate information about using it. You may have noticed sometimes in life when what looks good on paper doesn't turn out to be so great in the actual process of using it. So that's what I want to make sure of. All right, we have Justice coming in here, and this Justice is talking about, yeah, I feel that there is, I think the Justice is saying, you can have them. And that's the energy. Enjoy the gossip, enjoy the slander. And, I'm going to move off and enjoy my life, because look at this, you're on a foolhardy journey now. This is meaning when the fool begins his journey, he's at the 0 point, and someone who's foolhardy follows their destined path, like their path of glory, basically, so that they can really manifest at a high level and really feel accomplished at the end. We're at the end of the cycle, whereas a foolish person has expectations that create limitations, and they try and take shortcuts because they don't want to be patient and follow they get caught up in temptation along the way, and it causes issues for them. and that's what would be considered a foolish journey. And so with this Magician card, we have the Trauma Queen. This is an energy of, I'm almost getting an energy of, you pretty much had to be like this king. He's tired of this drama that he was in before. And so it was kind of like, yeah, you never knew what this woman was going to do while he was busy away. He always was wondering, I wonder what she's up to while I'm gone, kind of energy. And now we know. And we have destruction, yeah. it's like it ruined the passion for him, like having to always be worried about like what is she up to now and not trusting a word she said, basically, kind of energy. So he's actually in the hangman position, and that's where like he's waiting, and I do think he has his eye on you. I think you know this person, maybe you've never dated them, you may not have even met, but he does know of you and you possibly know of him. But he's in the hangman position, so the hangman hangs from the tree of knowledge until his aura lights up around his head. He's hanging upside down, and he's doing that so he can gain a whole new perspective on the situation. And so that's the same as hanging out in the middle of rough waters here. He's done with the drama, like he's just done with it. And so he's chilling out and calming himself down, getting himself in the mood for love, for passion. And he's this is an energy. If this is you, you have a new, the new passion in your life again. You have your eye on the Empress energy, basically. And then we have the sun coming in. So the sun is God, and there we have it, right on the name of what I said about the name of God and manifesting in that way. Yeah, a lot of people, when I first saw that, I thought, what? And I looked it up, and there it is, right in the Bible. So, who knew? I was raised Roman Catholic, and they never mentioned that. I was told that, most Catholics don't read the Bible, because when you go to church, there's it's all planned out, and it's what the priest wants to share that day. And you have sit down, stand up, kneel, stand, sit, and you sing it at the same, it's very structured. And and it's weird, because I was raised, going to a separate school as well, and I don't remember reading the Bible. So after I saw that, I actually started reading I read the whole Bible, because I wanted to know. And every once in a while I'll do that. I went through the Psalms here at the beginning of this year, because the Bible you take the religion out of it if you're not interested in religion. It has a lot of really, really powerful information. Like, it's the best self-help book out there if you read it, correctly. And so this is the strength energy. This is about having the integrity to dig deep, so that you can be mature enough to be able to handle a marriage and a commitment of having children in particular. It's a huge responsibility. And so you want to make sure you're ready for that if you're doing it. Judgment is coming in here, and this is on that position. I just feel like judgment already came in, and I don't see any real horrible cards here about legalities or anything like that. I think the judgment is just saying, this wasn't right for you, you weren't enjoying it anymore, or vice versa, the other way around. And it just was meant to be a learning curve, basically. We have degradation of this energy here. Yeah, so it's kind of saying, a lot of times if we're in a situation like that where everybody's gossiping, and they might be involved, and they're the only one, you're the only one that doesn't know, kind of energy. A lot of times people will feel like they've been degraded, that their energy has been degraded. And this is really, really, are you the one that should be feeling shame? I mean, it takes two to make a relationship. And so you want to own your part in it. But if your partner, was cheating with someone, and now everybody's gossiping about it, really, they're not gossiping. They might be gossiping about you, but really, what did you do? You were busy at work or whatever. And so it's about taking the shame off yourself and just being okay with, I'm going to move forward regardless of what other people are saying. And then we have this new energy coming in. And this is marriage, partnerships, and that energy. So it's a very passionate energy coming towards you. And this is a major transition over what you had before. You were the one that was always having to, chase after this person just to make sure that to figure out where they were. It's that kind of energy. And then we have the Wheel of Fortune coming in. So this transition is coming in when the Wheel of Fortune turns, which is down here. We have it right here. So this new relationship is guided by the sun, by God's energy. So it's meant to be a happy relationship. And it's kind of like God is saying, take it slow. Like, you don't have to rush into it. Make sure you're healed before you start a new relationship. But God feels that you're ready. And that's like the hangman is saying that maybe you've been hanging from that tree long enough and you have learned all you can from this other situation, and it's time to move forward. We have the denial card. What I don't know won't hurt me. And so that's that kind of energy of like your intuition was probably telling you, hey, you need to take a look at this, and you were like, you didn't really want to see it. And hey, love is blind. That's what they say, right? So, you know, if love is blind, it's blind. And then we have the 9 of the Hermit. Sorry, I was going to say, but there isn't of. Yeah, no, we do. We have the 8 of Cups, but we have the card number 9, the Hermit. And so the Hermit represents someone who's been through this dark night of the soul, and you've been through something very upsetting. So he climbs the mountain to be with God, and when his lantern is full of the light of the North Star, he knows then what actions to take. He comes down from the mountain and takes action on that information. And then we have the Lovers here. And so this is saying, this is new blessings and friendships and that coming in. And it's saying this lover that's coming in is going to be a huge blessing to you. Someone that understands the value of a pentacle as well. And so that's always a good thing. And then we have the energy of Sagittarius. And so the Sagittarius energy is the Wheel of Fortune and the Temperance. So this is saying this is going to be a really brand new adventure for you. It's going to be awesome. And what we have here also is we only have one card here that's a horoscope sign. And this, when the horoscope signs come in on a general collective reading like this, I don't consider it to be a reading, like it's not a person so much. It could be in your specific situation, use your intuition, but I'm talking more, we all have a little bit of each sign in us, and so we can learn from them all. And this is going to be a beautiful adventure that you're on. So really, really, really awesome energy. And this is like, again, this fire horse energy. I mean, there sure is a lot of Sagittarius energy. So maybe if you're the king, this is a water sign, basically, you know, or that's the element that they're in. And perhaps it is a fire horse energy. And that's why I brought it up so much, that kind of energy. All right, I really like this for you, Aquarius. It's an awesome, you know, this part isn't so much fun. Oh, but what I was going to say with the Sagittarius energy is the Judgment card is talking about the cosmic heart. This is a beautiful pink and green dragon, and she's falling through the sky, and she's from the Pleiades, which is also these 7 stars are representing that. So this is talking about God's judgment coming from the spiritual. And Sagittarius is actually, there's a black hole in the Milky Way, and it's like right at the heart, basically. And this is talking about the cosmic heart. And so this is the judgment from the cosmic heart. The justice is, you know, what do they say? The best revenge is living well. And so it's talking again about this being driven by the universe as well as by the divine. Awesome energy. I really enjoyed this reading, Aquarius. Please do give it a like and comment if you did also. It really helps me build my channel. I appreciate it. And consider subscribing if you resonate with the energy. I would love to have you subscribe. It'd be my honor if you did so. I will be back. I plan to do a bonus reading on the upcoming new moon energy coming in on the 18th here. So bye for now.